A group of far south coast teenagers is embarking on a trek from the sea to the snow.
These enthusiastic teens will live out of their backpacks. Their journey started at Moorheads Beach, Bermagui, and will take them 60 kilometres into bushland to Wadbilliga National Park.
You want to finish it healthy, so it's a really important day today to really take it on. You will be involved in playing a part in being a patient, and I guess what we're asking of you is to take on that role. And all of a sudden, bang, they're going over. This happens really within seconds. Next thing to do is to get on both ends. Push down on the canoe and then that comes up, and then the person in the canoe will actually flip it over because the water's already started draining out, and so the canoe gets put back in, it gets taken to the side of the canoe, and then we can get back into the canoe.
A little bit about road safety as well, basically, because when you are riding you're going to come across vehicles and you don't always take it for granted they're going to do the right thing. But if you're going to run the road, wear something that's got some sort of bright colour to it. Make sure it's set so that you've got your heel just touches the pedal.
First thing you think about is, can I do it and will it be okay and all that sort of thing. You'll be able to do it. We've designed it so you can do it. It's more about us as a crew doing it. And we're meeting all these people along the way, and I guess we're kind of putting people in your path. These are people we think are worth meeting because they're doing some interesting stuff, or they've done interesting stuff. And it's mainly to do with sustainability and the environment. In some cases they're rangers, and you'll meet some Koori rangers, some Aboriginal rangers, and they've got special knowledge of special places, and I think they will share some of that with us. They're willing to do it because of what you're doing, because you're doing something that's a bit special. Not just them, we've got to meet landowners too, so we're being invited onto private land, and they're hosting us, and that's a big deal. They've got to go out of their way. That's a day out of their life where they're not earning income on their farm or whatever. Where they're going to actually spend some time with us, and so that's a bit of a gift. My interest in getting you to meet those sort of people is that they've lived and worked on that land for years, right? So they would have picked up a lot of knowledge of the country and how to manage it. Properties that you've got to stay at are at interesting places. One is above the frost zone. They don't get frosts, for instance. Okay, so that's interesting. They're completely surrounded by bush. They're on the edge of the national park. And the house itself is totally sustainable. You'd be hard pressed to find much in the way of glue or plastic or anything like that in the house. Then we're going to go up into a high country property right on the edge of the Kosciuszko National Park, and it's a property just for recreation. So this particular property it's just an interesting, different way of what they want to do with managing the land there and how they look after it. And that's our jump off into the last bit of wilderness. Last year's people talked about things they learn about design, things they learn about themselves, things they learn about the environment, and about making a difference.
We've learnt things about sustainability, about an environment being alive, and us trekking through that environment.
I've learnt a lot, and I feel like within myself a bit more confident because we could achieve something so big.
Yeah, I thought I could always do it, fitness-wise, but it's also like a mental fitness as well. You really gotta just hill after hill.
I learned a lot more about myself and what I'm capable of. I learned more about my strengths and
how far I can push myself.
And like you learn a lot about the people around you, because without all the distractions and everything, like you get to know each other really well.
I feel that I developed as a person and I can look at the world like in a different light.
With the koala survey, we learn about just how to look after our native animals.
Well, we met so many sort of people like trying to live sustainably and everything, and like they had so many different ways of doing it.
I feel like I've just become more open-minded and understanding of different opinions and that sort of thing.
And I thought it was just really good to like listen to all of their perspectives, take that all in and try and develop our own understanding of sustainability.
It's just like the coolest house, and like the way that they designed it, so like the heat from the fireplace would go into the bathroom.
We just learnt more and more with people we met and farms we visit.
Everything is somehow related to water. Animals need water, plants, and everything needs water. If the water is clean, then there's a better chance of the environment being clean.
The Alps are an amazing environment. Just going up in there is something completely different to everywhere else. It's just so special.
So the Alps are a really, what would you say, they're a vulnerable ecosystem sort of thing, because they're up at, like it's like an island in the sky.
So if something bad happens like up in the Alps, that kind of just, it's in there, like for the whole system.
And to know that every step along that way, there was something happening. So it wasn't a static journey of just A to B. It was lots of little points along the way, reaching us to that goal in the end.
Just you walk up into there and it's just the snow gums and the snow grass, and everything's just has a completely different atmosphere. Everything seems really quiet, and just the floor is something completely different to everywhere else. It seems so hardy but so fragile at the same time. You'll be walking along and just all these little ground creeper plants there with these delicate little flowers, but they're really waxy almost, because just trying to survive in the harsh climate. I still thought it was pretty amazing because it just could change in the blink of an eye pretty much.
It was so amazing when we got to the summit and we could actually see and look back at how far we'd come.
Overall, I didn't think one person could make such a huge difference, but with all the people we met, like, that was probably a handful of people that are all doing that, so that's a good start, and everyone else did it.
Each year, 10 young people from 16 years of age in southeast New South Wales begin one of the biggest challenges of their life. Journeying from Bermagui on the east coast of Australia to the top of the Snowy Mountains using boats, bikes and boots. Along the way, they learn about the natural environment and living more sustainably.